I think tonight made me realize just how long preseason is. I could not wait for this game to end. Normally during games, I am taking notes, first period, second period, third period. I'm breaking down stats, and I have a lot to talk about during post-game recaps. But it was about halfway through the second period. I was trying not to doze off. I was bored, and I'm happy the Oilers won, but it is just preseason, and I cannot wait for preseason to just come to an end. The Oilers win 3-2 in a shootout, and Leon Draisaitl with the best shootout goal of all time. I love when he just doesn't seem like he cares and he just takes a slap shot. It's not the first time he's done a slap shot attempt in the shootout. Tonight, it was beautiful. Bar down. Love to see it. And for the Vancouver Canucks, I thought they played a patented Rick Tocchet, neutral zone, defensively structured game that made watching it very unbearable for a preseason game. And I think shootouts should just be banned in preseason. If nobody wins after 3-on-3 overtime, literally just end the game. Nobody wants to watch a shootout in the preseason. This is the post-game recap. I'm Austin. I didn't do a proper intro. My apologies. I'm not going to do what I usually do in terms of the, period by period breakdown. I'm just going to talk about kind of my observations, who I think had a good game, who I think had bad games. So speaking of players who I think had really good games, Corey Perry, I thought he had a terrific game tonight. For someone who's 39 years old and can barely keep up with the play in terms of his foot speed, he has quite possibly the silkiest, smoothest hands I have watched as an Oilers fan. Seriously, the way he's able to control the puck in tight against his body, get around defenders, his goal that he scored on the Canucks goaltender. I don't even know how to pronounce his name. Apologies, Canucks fans. I don't know how to pronounce your goaltender's name tonight. It was a nice goal from Corey Perry. And I really do like that he was able to produce, playing with Connor McDavid. If Corey Perry has to, for some reason, be relied upon for some offense, you can tell it's still there. He's still got some juice left, and hopefully he has some extra motivation to try and win another Stanley Cup as well. Another player who I thought played really well for the Edmonton Oilers tonight, of course, Connor McDavid. That just goes without saying. I thought James Hamblin in his limited ice time also had a really strong game. At least the advanced metrics show he had a strong game. He was noticeable in all the right ways. I thought Podkolzin looked good, and then I didn't really notice him after halfway through the second period. He was kind of moved off of the McDavid line. Kajula was getting some shifts up there. I'm not sure what was going on with Podkolzin. I don't even remember seeing Podkolzin in the 3-on-3 overtime, which was strange because he helped set up that winner against the Winnipeg Jets a week and a half ago in overtime. So that was an interesting one. And Ben Gleason, just like last year in the preseason, he's had a terrific camp. It's going to be tough to maybe cut him. Maybe he sticks around as the seventh D-man for this team, though. Ben Gleason is going to make it very hard to be cut once again and be sent down to Bakersfield. I like Ben Gleason a lot. Ty Emberson, I thought he had a good game too. Really defensively responsible, good on the penalty kill. For some players who I thought looked really bad, though, Josh Brown. Oh my God, Josh Brown. Listen, it's hard to I don't want to be really harsh because it's preseason. I don't want to sit here and rag on a specific players or make it sound like I'm putting like I'm honing in on them and just being overly negative. But Josh Brown, he just doesn't look like an NHL player. And I'm pretty sure the defensemen who played on my non-contact beer league team last season were better than Josh Brown, or would be at least more effective than Josh Brown is. And I'm not even exaggerating. Josh Brown, listen, his contract, he's making $1 million a year. This is a contract that you can bury in the minors if you want to. Put him on waivers. I don't think anyone's going to pick up the contract. I don't think he's going to make this team. I don't think he should be on the opening night roster. He doesn't add enough on the penalty kill, and he adds nothing at 5-on-5. When he's on the ice, the Oilers are getting absolutely caved in. I really don't want this to turn into another, Cody Ceci situation where anytime he's in the lineup, I joke about turning into the Joker. Josh Brown, he played a lot of ice time tonight too. He played 17 minutes, and I'm pretty sure 16 of his 17 minutes were just in his own zone. I'm sure there's stats that obviously disprove that. I'm being a little hyperbolic here. But a couple other players who I thought, struggled early, but got better as the game went on. Jeff Skinner, I think it's taking him a little bit to get used to the Oilers system. And this is very common with new players that have been with another organization for a long time. They come into a new team and they look just a little off. They look just one step behind some of the other players, especially their line mates like Leon Draisaitl. But I think Jeff Skinner, I think he's going to turn it around. I think once the regular season starts, we're not going to have too much to worry about for Jeff Skinner. And then Victor Arvidsson, same thing. I thought he started off pretty slow tonight with that Draisaitl line. They were being hemmed in a lot. But as the game went on, I felt like they really started to push play a little bit. So it was good to see. Arvidsson ended up scoring the shootout winner. It was a nice backhand goal. So good for him. But yeah, Oilers have 2 preseason games left. I would just like the regular season to get going here. We are going to take a look at some of the advanced metrics, though, for those who enjoy that. I do have it up on the screen now. The Oilers, again, first period wasn't great. They weren't generating chances. The expected goals for were not in their favor, but as the game went on, they really started to take over. And based on the lineups tonight, it makes sense. The Oilers should have come out on top here. Probably shouldn't have taken overtime, but I will give the Canucks credit. The system that they play, Rick Tocchet's system, really effective at limiting high danger looks. The Oilers did get a few and they did capitalize, and that's good to see. And of course, here are some of the advanced stats of the players that were in the lineup for Edmonton. Corey Perry led the way in expected goals for percentage in all situations at 97.76%. So you love to see that. James Hamblin has had a terrific preseason in terms of the advanced metrics. So, you don't make the team based on advanced metrics, but if I had to say, James Hamblin would probably stick around a little longer. I will say though, I don't think James Hamblin, really, showed that he should be on this team over Noah Philp or Raphael Lavoie. I think Lavoie and Noah Philp, I think it's their roster spot to lose now, if I'm going to be completely honest. After watching the game tonight, I really do think Lavoie and Noah Philp will be on this team. I don't think any of the other players that are fighting for a spot, Kajula, Hamblin, Lane Peterson especially, I don't think they have done enough to show that, that they're ready to be full-time NHLers. I think this is definitely Lavoie's and Noah Philp's opportunity. They should be on the opening night lineup, but they're going to get another game in. I'll be curious to see what the cuts look like tomorrow, if there are any. We'll have to see. Of course, once I know, I will make a video and let everyone else know. Depending when the cuts are made, I do work tomorrow. So if the cuts are made sometime in the middle of the day, I will not have a video up until later. But yeah, that's kind of my post-game recap. It's a little bit different than usual. Obviously, during the regular season, my post-game recaps will be like they usually are. I break down each period, talk about specific plays in each period, talk about the shots on goal total, that sort of thing. But tonight, just with how the game was going, I was like, you know what? I'm just going to watch the game and hope that I don't fall asleep. And the Oilers did come out on top. Leon Draisaitl is a rock star. Love the clap bomb in the shootout. Whenever I get a penalty shot in NHL games, even now in NHL 25, that is my go-to. It's just a slap shot. I never score on it though, because the game's not programmed to let you score on many of those. We will see you tomorrow, Oil Country. Thank you so much for all of your support. It truly means the world. Make sure you hit like on today's video. Make sure you hit subscribe if you're not yet subscribed. Mostly daily Oilers content. Once the season gets rolling, it will for sure be daily. I keep saying it's daily, but then I take one day off because news is slow sometimes, especially at this time of year. We are just waiting for rosters to get finalized. So if you made it this far in the video, I truly appreciate it. Tell someone that you love them. Fight like a kid. Fight like Ben. Like always, let's go Oilers.